Well, hello and welcome to Producer Dan. Thanks very much for stopping by my channel today. So today I'm going to talk about the Metaplugin. I needed a plugin to make it possible for me to use my VSTs in Pro Tools. I recently purchased the M-Audio Oxygen Pro 49, and it came with 3 really nice plugins that were in the VST format. So, and one of them was the Hybrid 3 virtual synthesizer. So in order for me to play it, I needed to download some kind of a wrapper plugin that would allow me to do that. So I went in search for one, and I came across Dave Pensado's video where he recommended the Metaplugin for this type of thing. And here's the website here. It's from a company called DDMF. And I'm showing you this because down here on the bottom you can download a demo version and try it out in your system first. And that's what I did, and I liked it, so I went ahead and purchased it, and it's $59. So the plugin comes in either mono or stereo, and you can see here under the mono plugin choices under DDMF you have your Metaplugin mono and your Metaplugin synth mono. This is for effects and this is for your synth, and then of course you have your stereo choices as well. Here is the synthesizer version. It has the MIDI input, and here are all my VST3s that I have in my computer, and these are all on trial. I don't have all of these plugins. I recently just went to Plugin Alliance and downloaded 14-day trials of these. I don't want all these plugins. Just looking at this makes me a little uneasy having all this in my computer that I know I won't use, but I'm going to check them out over 14 days and see what I like. It's very simple to scan the computer. You would just come down to your options and you can scan for your audio units. If you're in a Mac, you can scan for the VST plugins, VST3s, bridged VST, and bridged AU plugins. And once that's done, you have your choice of the plugins here, and you can just pull them in. So let's demonstrate this. I'm going to start with a Hybrid 3 because that was the reason I purchased this plugin. You just literally drag it over. And once it's in, you can double click on it, and there it is. By the way, my last video was how to use the Hybrid 3 virtual synth, so check that out when you have a moment. It's a great video. And I'm going to set this to one of my favorite sequenced bass sounds. It's called Speedy, and there it is. So how you hook it up is very simple. It's very user-friendly. You just drag and click. That's your MIDI input. These are your outputs, left and right, and you just patch them into the patch bay, the audio output patch bay down there at the bottom. So I've got some MIDI here at the top. I'll play that for you now. So now I want to show you how you can stack different effects and different synthesizers in one plugin area. So any of these plugins can be pulled over and used in the Metaplugin. So I'm going to choose this EQ. I'm not that familiar with this EQ. It just came in with my trial bundle, and that's what it looks like. We'll make some adjustments on that, but first we need to hook it up. So let's see, we'll detach this and hook it to the right side, and then pull this down. And now we can make whatever EQ adjustments we want to make. And then of course you can put different compressors in the chain, and once you have a chain that you like, you can save it under your presets very simply by just save settings as. We'll call this Meta Demo 2 because I've already saved one under Meta Demo 1 earlier. And so here you can see where I have saved my presets. This is the first one I saved. Let's take a look at that one now. So in this one I have the hybrid 3, I have the EQ that we used, and then I have a saturation plugin that I'm experimenting with that came with my recent trial plugin package, the BX Saturator V2. So with this plugin, it looks like you can make some adjustments to the saturation in different sections of the EQ frequencies, your highs, your mids, and your lows. And so now I'm going to show you how you can pull in another MIDI instrument, a virtual instrument, another keyboard, another synthesizer, and put that in the chain and have it utilize the same MIDI that you're sending to this keyboard, you can send to a different keyboard. So for this example, I'm going to pull in another Hybrid 3 synthesizer, but you could use any synthesizer or any virtual instrument that you had in your list here. But I'm going to choose another hybrid and just use a different setting on it, a different preset. So I thought we would just choose maybe kind of a nice soft pad. So let's look at the presets. So how about nice strings? So let's hook up the MIDI. There it is. And put these outputs to the same output as the other Hybrid 3. And of course you can make any adjustments here. You can turn that down here if you wanted to. Choose something else if you didn't like it. Also you have the volume controls here. Don't forget, you can always change the volume here. You could stick a delay or some other kind of effect, maybe a flanger in the chain here. And once you have something that you're pleased with, you can just save that under your presets. So I'm going to remove this because I did that just as an example. But in my next example, I want to show you how you can automate any of the plugins that you have loaded into the Metaplugin. Now, I've already done it. You can see parameter 1. I have chosen hybrid. You can, all of your choices will be here. I could choose the EQ or the saturator, but I've chosen parameter 1 would be for the hybrid, and then I've chosen the morph 1 knob. All right, so once you've chosen the parameters here, you go to your automation tab, and any of the parameters you have assigned, you would highlight and then add them to the automation list. Just press OK, and now I can automate the morph knob on my Hybrid 3 synthesizer. Okay, so with my morph knob, I can make some real-time changes to any of the parameters here. So I'm going to just change the cutoff slightly. So we're going to just make sure we have chosen morph knob 1, and that's right here. And I'm going to hold down my shift key, and this is how we're going to make changes to cutoff 1. And then maybe we'll make some changes to the Let's make some changes to the shape of this multi-wave in oscillator 2. So when I move this morph knob in real time, we'll be adjusting the cutoff and the shape of oscillator 2. So let's play it and let's go ahead and record some automation. I'm going to put this on touch, and let's display the morph 1 automation, and let's make some quick automation changes to this. So that's how that works. You can automate up to 100 different parameters of any of the plugins that you place in your chain of the Metaplugin. And that was one of the biggest selling points for me. I wanted to make sure that I could automate any of the plugins that I used with this, so I was very happy about that. Another great feature that it offers is oversampling, and you can oversample the entire plugin chain up to 16 times, or you can do it offline during the render up to 64 times, and that's the entire plugin chain if you are into oversampling your plugins. It also offers a crossover filter. You can send your audio through this and it divides it into 4 different bands, and you can apply different effects to certain frequency bands, and it also offers a mid-side matrix as well. You can also change the color scheme of the plugin, and I have done that actually. I made these blue parts a little darker just so I could just to make it easier to read, and it's done just like this. So you can really customize it to your liking. You can also change the MIDI cable color, and you can change the this color of this blue band up here just to make it kind of suit your own needs. And so that is the Metaplugin by DDMF, and I'm very, very happy that I purchased this. It solved my problem with my Hybrid 3 synthesizer and all of my other VST plugins. I'm able to use them now in Pro Tools. I'm also able to take advantage of some of the other free VST plugins that I wouldn't normally have access to with Pro Tools, so it solves that problem. And all of the other versatility options that it has with automation and stacking and saving your presets. So it's definitely worth the money, and I wanted to share that with you. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care.